Yes, once again building a Great Western King from an A3 Flying Scotsman. The engine you see here, the brass pieces, are that of a ready built model. So now we have enough of the parts put together to be able to get it to run on compressed air. So if you hear a slight buzzing in the background, that is the air compressor running, but it gives a good idea as to how it might perform when in steam, because if you can get one of these things to run on compressed air, then it should behave even better on steam, and it's a lot easier to set the valve timing up this way rather than try and do it on an engine that's a bit hot to handle. Here you can see the underside of the engine with the first stage of the gear drive to the valve timing. This mini air compressor I'm using has a maximum output of about 15 psi. These engines run when in steam on about 30 psi, but you can vary the pressure, and by reducing the pressure to the engine you can get it to run a bit slower, but it's just really just loosening up bearings and bits and pieces to get it to run better in steam. Now that the major components have settled in a bit and it seems to have loosened up somewhat, I've connected all the driving wheels together with the connecting rods and run it again. I usually, when I'm doing it and the surfaces are quite tight between the con rods and the pins, is to add a little bit of brasso to the oil. This aids in the settling in of the bearing surfaces. Seeing it all flashing round like this gives you hope that eventually you might end up with a good little working model.